Hi, and welcome to the Higher Education Access Corner. I'm your host, Tiffanie, and I am excited today. I have an awesome guest. Her name is Theresa Wolfe, and she is with AmeriCorps. She's with the PA Mountain Service Corps, PMSC. And today she's going to be talking any and everything about AmeriCorps. So Theresa, welcome to the Higher Education Access Corner.
Thank you so much, Tiffanie. I'm honored to be invited and glad to share some time with you this morning.
All right. So let's just get started. For those who don't know anything about AmeriCorps, what is AmeriCorps? Who's it designed to serve?
AmeriCorps is a nationwide initiative that is designed to serve the needs of the nation and local communities, as well as those who actually do the serving. So it has a dual focus. It helps to address critical needs in local communities across the nation. It's sometimes referred to as the domestic Peace Corps. So in the Peace Corps, folks serve abroad, addressing needs around the world to improve local communities, and AmeriCorps serve local communities here in America to get things done, to make communities healthier, stronger, safer. And at the same time, those members who get the opportunity to serve, it helps to benefit them as well. They not only earn a living stipend and receive benefits while they're serving, and a stipend, an education award at the end of their service, but they get the chance to network within their field, to make connections. And so there's the benefit to the person who's serving as well.
That's pretty cool. And then from a standpoint for your particular organization, what are some of, or do you even get a lot of feedback from them? Like, what are some of the things that they really love most about it?
Pennsylvania Mountain Service Corps, AmeriCorps. We're the local initiative here in Southwest and South Central Pennsylvania, addressing critical needs in this region. We've been around since 1994, helping to improve local rural communities here in our region in 3 specific areas. One is environmental stewardship, improving water quality, land conservation, doing trail maintenance. We're out on the rivers doing nurdle patrol, all those kinds of amazing outdoor work, and doing macroinvertebrate sampling. And that tells the story of the water quality and what improvements need to be made. We're part of the story of, for example, in my county, in Cambria County, when I was young, we could never swim in the local rivers because they were unhealthy, they were unsafe. And now in 2024, we can bring our kids to the rivers, we can bring our kids to go fishing. And we're a part of that story and the continued health and improvement of those waters and the lands. Our second area of initiative here in Southwest PA, South Central PA, is in education. We're in many of the local school districts, K-12, helping students one-on-one and in small groups who are struggling specifically in literacy and in math. They, as well as post-pandemic with social emotional skills and helping kids to really thrive and be at their best. And our third area of initiative is in wellness, health and wellness. So we partner with local nonprofits who are really the boots on the ground to help improve the living and the quality of life for families across this region. So we're partnered with places like drug coalitions and mental health outreach centers. We're partnered with places like backpack projects that are addressing food insecurity. So across the region, we're addressing issues in those 3 areas to really help our communities thrive. And it's an honor and a privilege to serve. And the folks who get to serve, they really, really benefit and love it. It's hard work, but it's a wonderful opportunity for everybody involved.
You guys are really doing a lot of stuff. And you're hitting those key areas that are important in every community. You said like the education, environment, the health, environmental stewardship, right? And then the healthy future. So those are key areas that any and every community can impact. Is there a favorite of yours personally that you like to serve in?
I served as a member for 3 years. Yeah, and so in my area was in education. So I served my local school district. I really just wanted to become a friendly face in my community. I wanted to be I don't have children of my own, so I wanted to become a person that when kids were out in the neighborhood, that they would say, "Hey, Mrs. Wolfe, I know her. She's from the school. She's friendly. She's kind. She's safe. She's the person who will help me if I need help." And so that was my real motivation for wanting to serve in my local community and my local school. And it really did achieve just that. So I feel so thankful and happy when I'm out for a walk that kids in the neighborhood they say, "Hey, this is Mrs. Wolfe," or when they come trick or treating, they're like, "Oh, that's the lady from the school," and so that for me is a very important, it's near and dear to my heart. We have some struggles in our community, like many communities, some families who are in real need. And so I want to be a resource for them. I want to be a safe place for them. And so that's a part of the motivation. So that's very near and dear to me. Of course, I appreciate our environmental stewardship and healthy futures initiatives. And I feel like they all kind of overlap in a lot of ways. And so, yeah, I think it's just a beautiful connection among all these different areas of initiative that we're working on.
That's pretty amazing. Gives you the warm and fuzzies for them to say, "Hey,
I
Miss
hope
Wolfe."
so.
I know you. So you did talk about your background a little bit. Tell us about you, your role, and how you got started, or anything else you want to share.
Thanks so much. So since June of 2022, I've been serving Pennsylvania Mountain Service Corps as our outreach coordinator. So I get to visit colleges and K to 12 schools doing career fairs and presentations. And I get to, the other part of my job is doing special events. So I plan training events for all of the folks who are serving at any given time. We call them members. So for our members, I provide opportunities for trainings. And then we have special events throughout the year. And those are part of my work as well, to plan those events and bring in the speakers and get the workshops going and figure out the great food we're going to eat for the day and all that good stuff. So I love my job. It's wonderful. I get to make a lot of great connections in the community. I got here by serving as a member, and then with some of my other background that I had previously done as an educator, and then as a community servant. And so I served for 3 years, like I said, in my local school district. And then our amazing longtime leader, program manager, Carol Overly, who is a part of the beautiful story of this program. She retired. And so one of our other program managers, program coordinators, Jill Ladich, she moved into the program manager space. And so that opened up a vacancy as a coordinator and I was chosen for that position based off of my service and my background. So I'm very, very thankful for the opportunity.
And it sounds like you're doing a great job, because I can feel your energy. So I'm thinking, if I can feel your energy when you're out there, you're bringing the same energy and warmth to it. So that's nice. Question
I hope
about
so.
when you served when you served as a member, what made you think that, hey, this is going to be a great opportunity? What inspired you to want to become a member?
So I really did have that community. Like I'm just a person who cares a lot about my community and wanting my community to thrive. I also am a great story. I think members can be any age over 17 and over to serve. So many people think of AmeriCorps as just for young people, but and there are certain corps that are just for young people, but Pennsylvania Mountain Service Corps is for people of any age, 17 all the way up through our oldest member has been 106. So really any age person can serve their communities. And for me, I was sort of that mid-life young adult in my 30s person saying, what is next for me? And so AmeriCorps became that kind of what's next for me answer. And And a lot of people who are my age in their early 40s have that similar story. AmeriCorps became sort of that, this is what's next for me. This is how it helped to change where I'm headed. And that really is a story for me as well.
That was nice. So you kind of led it right into, it's a great segue, led right into my next question, sort of like for those students or for those graduating students or anyone who wants to actually become a member or serve. Let's talk about that part of it. What are the benefits of serving? How can they find you? How do they get more information? And what do they get out of it?
Sure. This year in 23-24, Pennsylvania Mountain Service Corps launched a brand new initiative. It's called the Youth Corps. So that means even students who are 17, maybe juniors or mostly seniors, they can actually do a super part-time term and get some experience in maybe a field that they're interested in serving. So we have about 10 young people who are serving right now in their local communities, getting experience in very part-time. They go to school in the morning, and then in the afternoon, for that release time, they are serving in their local communities at their schools, and we're adding an environmental opportunity now. So that's one way that people can get connected, is just to be a student who's interested and wants to serve their community, wants to get things done and make things better. And then any person of any age, so about a third of our core is our early retirees, 55 and plus. So people who have been in a field and they're like, you know what, I retired for a year, I cleaned the attic, and I don't want to sit home anymore. You know, I want to do something. I want to help my community. And so they'll use the skills that they have to impact their service. And so that's a great opportunity as well. The education award that members receive at the end of their service, if a person is 55 or plus when they enter this term, they can give that scholarship, that education award, to their children or grandchildren if they don't have a use for it, if they're 55 and plus when they enter into service. So that's pretty cool as well. All of our partners, the way we function is on a host site basis. So we right now have about 60 different host sites where our members are serving across the region. There are approximately 80 people serving right now, and about 15 more will add through the summer for summer service. Those are mostly young people on a college break. And so people can find out about all the different partners and places to serve at our website, PennsylvaniaMountainServiceCorps.org. So PMSC.org. And under Become a Member, you'll see all the different partners listed. You can reach right out to the person who's listed or get in touch with us, and we'd love to connect people with opportunities to serve.
That's amazing. A couple questions I do have. You mentioned the 55 and over, which I did not know. I kind of always thought it was kind of like you're a student, a recent graduate, or someone who was still younger. So it's pretty nice to know that it's the 55 plus, it's an option. And you mentioned the service award that, or educational service award that can be handed down. Can you explain what the educational service award actually is?
Sure. So there are a lot of great
benefits. Get it wrong.
There are a lot of great benefits to serving, and one of those is that at the end of a successful term of service, the member receives an education award. It's called the Siegel Education Award, and it stays in a fund that can be used by the member for up to 7 years. And so that money can be used to repay some federally backed student loans, or to use for furthering your education, whether that means your next semester of undergrad or getting a master's, PhD, whatever it is. So for example, from my time of service, I have money that I'm using to take classes that can help me with my job right now that I didn't have skills. So I'm taking a course in Excel at my local community college, right? So those monies can be used for whatever, a certain degree or whatever classes you're interested in. People use it for all kinds of amazing opportunities, even to go abroad and to study through American universities. So it's a pretty cool benefit to serving. Members also receive a living stipend while they're serving, so just enough to live on, to pay the rent, to put gas in the car, all that good stuff. And then for full-time members who are eligible, childcare benefits are also an opportunity, plus student loan interest repayment and deferment. So that's pretty great benefits to serving for anybody who's interested in serving. And like I said, and you mentioned, for 55 and plus, that education award can be then given to a child, grandchild, step-grandchild, stepchild to be used for their education. And they have up to 10 years to utilize those monies.
That's pretty impressive. And then also, how long do you have to serve? Like, or can you choose, like, or is it in buckets, or how long do you have to serve in order to receive any of the benefits?
That's a great question. So terms are designed to be flexible to meet the needs of the host site, the group that's hosting the member for the year, as well as the members themselves. So we have everything from 100 hours, that's like those students who are serving just a few hours a week, getting experience in their field, helping their local schools, all the way up to a full-time member is considered a 1,700-hour contract. So that'd be more like full-time hours, 35 to 40 hours a week. We operate on the school calendar, so our year kind of goes August to August. But within that, then there are smaller chunks. So if a person is, say they're heading off to student teaching in the spring and they have a fall semester that they don't really know exactly what to do with, they could use that fall semester to serve as a member in a local school, right? So the school will totally benefit from that person's expertise, and that person will benefit as well. They can use that time to gain experience, connections in their school, and to really address some critical needs with students, as well as benefit to themselves with the benefits that they receive through the stipend, education award, and all of that. So it's really designed to kind of meet both needs. And we work real hard to find a common ground there for the host site as well as the potential member.
Pretty cool. Another thing, and I don't know if it just came to mind, I don't know if you have the answer to this, but you mentioned like the youth portion that starts at 17 and you're in the schools. If in your local community where you're at, if there are schools that are not partnered with you, how do they get partnered with you? Like, how do they say, hey, we love doing, how do we do this?
Such a good question. So right on our website, PMSC.org, you will see become a host site. There's a drop-down menu there. And right underneath there's our application that will show that any school, any K-12 school in our serving region, 14 counties across the Southwest and South Central, is eligible to apply to host members. And so, and right on there is my phone number and our email, that if you want to reach out to me, I would love to talk with you more about what it means to become a partner. We have a few small grants left for this, positions left for this summer that we can connect host sites with members for summer of 24 if a new site wants to join in. And our application process for hosting members for 24-25, where the member would start in August, will open in April. And that'll be open from April to May for new organizations to apply to host members.
Good stuff. All right. So specific to everything that you all do, how can someone learn more from about what you all are doing from a region, not just your local one? Is it like a major website or resource area for AmeriCorps in general? So if someone listening, they're not in your region, but they want to know what's going on overall in AmeriCorps, how do they find out?
.gov is the hub for everything AmeriCorps. So underneath there, you will find links to all the different programs across the nation, and you can actually type into the search engine where you're located and what AmeriCorps programs are serving your local area to see where you might fit in or maybe be able to join in to a specific site across the nation, really. AmeriCorps.gov.
You've been giving some really great information, and just personally, I've learned a lot because I know about AmeriCorps, but I didn't know all of the things that you offer, like the youth portion or those for the seniors who are 55 plus. Like, there's some good things that you all are doing, and I've had an opportunity to check out your website. So it's a lot going on. I've always been a big proponent of like helping the community and giving back. That's just one of my personal things that I love to do. Is there anything else that you'd like to highlight about AmeriCorps though? That we
last week we had the great opportunity to celebrate AmeriCorps Week. And across the great state of Pennsylvania, well, AmeriCorps groups were recognized. We all gathered together in Pittsburgh last week. Over 600 people gathered together to celebrate the good work that's happening, the great service that's happening, the improvements to communities that are happening. So that is a special opportunity as well, where members and people across the region and the state and even the nation get to build each other up, encourage each other in a time, especially when there are so many divides across our nation. I feel like this is one area where we can really come together. You know, service is service and helping is helping, and there's no divide on that. We want to get together and improve the lives of young people, of senior citizens, of those who are underserved and struggling, and we want to make things better and help each other. And that's so important and so wonderful, really, when you think about it. And that's not just coming from me as our outreach coordinator, but that's just my personal opinion. And I'm really thankful to be a part of the organization, thankful to get to meet new people all the time and learn from each other. And I feel like as a nation, we can look to this kind of a program as a model for how to make our communities healthier, stronger, and safer.
Amazing. I think you wrapped that up really, really well. And I agree also, kind of gives you the warm fuzzies inside when you're helping and you knowing that you're making an impact. And again, I just want to highlight, again, for those who want more information about AmeriCorps and what you do, can you give us the website one more time?
Sure. Our local initiative is PMSC.org, Pennsylvania Mountain Service Corps, and AmeriCorps.gov is the big AmeriCorps, the nationwide initiative.
Perfect. So thank you so much, Theresa, for joining me today on the Higher Education Access Corner. It has been great for me to always hear how folks are helping out the communities and doing what they can do. And then I think it's also amazing that you are pretty much allowing everyone to come into the space to also be a part, whether they're a member or maybe there's just someone who kind of like just sees you out there doing good and it just warms their heart and gives them those good feelings. So again, thank you so much for joining me on the Higher Education Access Corner. It's been a pleasure.
The pleasure was really mine, Tiffanie.
All right. So for the listeners who are out there, thank you all for joining us for the Higher Education Access Corner. It's a wrap for today. We'll see you soon.